Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well today. Put you right there. Hope you're doing well. How's everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Hey, Jacqueline, good morning. How are you all? Hey, blessings. Good morning. Blessings. Pastor JHM. How you doing? All right. Hey, do me a favor, invite some people to scope with us. We're going to take 10 minutes for some encouragement. And so if you are on Android, you can swipe up. I'm doing great, thank you. If you are on Apple iPhone device, you can swipe to the right, or you can hit that little guy right there and invite your followers, invite your friends, and we're going to do some encouragement this morning. We're going to talk about focusing on the future, looking towards the future, because, hey, that's extremely important. How many of us want to be successful in life? I think that's all of us, and it's so key that we look towards the future. Titles are too long to share on Twitter. Sorry about that. You can always edit it. You can always edit it down and cut some things out. And so, hey, I'm glad that you couldn't miss this. Make sure to invite some people out, and they'll be encouraged as well. So we're gonna talk about looking towards the future. Bye, baby. Can I have kisses? Can I get some kisses? My little baby Lily, she's leaving. And so I appreciate the invites. Thank you for inviting your folks. I just want to take a moment to encourage you in what you're doing, whatever God has set before you, whatever your path is. You can do it. You can do it, and nobody else can do it but you. Nobody else can walk your path but you. Somebody shared a great quote on Instagram about this post that I placed today. And the post that I placed was talking about becoming a better you. Look towards the future, because you can't focus on the past and walk towards the future at the same time. Come on, hit me with some hearts if you know that's true. Focusing on the future makes you better. And they hit me with a quote from Bishop Jakes. And he says that if you run after destiny, you will automatically distance yourself from your past. And that's so true, that as you continue to pursue destiny, pursue the things that God has for you, pursue the dreams that are in your heart, you will be able to achieve, and you will be able to distance yourself from your past. And so check this out. I have my youngest is Lily, and she's 4 years old. And she, when we walk sometimes, like if we're walking in the mall or, just kind of walking wherever, she has this habit of, she loves to be around people. She loves to just people watch. How many of y'all love to people watch? She just loves to people watch, and she will just sit and stare patiently for probably for as long as you just let her. And she just likes to watch people and just observe. And sometimes when we're walking, because she likes to watch people, she'll kind of stare, like 4-year-olds do. She'll kind of stare and watch different people. And as she watches the different people, sometimes as we walk past, she'll keep watching them, and she'll keep looking at something that's behind her. And I'll tell her, Lily, look, come on, you got to look forward so you watch where you're going. Because if you don't watch where you're going and you're looking backwards, you're likely to stumble and you're likely to fall. And we don't want that. We don't want any accidents. And so what's interesting is that as she's trying to pursue and as she's walking forward, trying to get to wherever the destination is, when she starts looking backwards, there's a greater chance for her falling. There's a greater chance for her tripping, maybe bumping into something, and her progress of going forward can be stopped. And it teaches me such a good lesson that when we are focused on looking back in the past, looking back at what's behind us, however interesting it might be, however impactful it might have been to us, or maybe even however hurtful it could have been. But when we're so interested in looking backwards, we are now putting our progress of our future success in jeopardy. We are now possibly sabotaging our future movement. And we don't want to do that. But when we look towards the future and we focus on the future, we can strive toward the future. It's really good. Something that my dad says. He talks about it's hard to look towards the future or look at the past and walk towards the future. So check this out. A lot of you all drive. Have you ever driven forward on the street, on the expressway, and only looked at the rearview mirror? That's none of us, right? And if you have, you got some mad skills. But none of us drive forward and look at the rearview mirror the whole time. We have to be focused on where we're going, or else, there might be an accident. We might have an issue. Like a good neighbor, State Farm might have to be there for you. And so when you're driving, you want to look forward and you don't want to look backward. And what's happening is if I decide to try to look in my rearview mirror and look backward while going forward, I can't do it. And so something that my dad says is he says that you can't go forward looking at your past. It's just not possible. It just doesn't happen. And it's hard to make it happen. Why? Because God meant for you to focus on your vision. And he meant for whatever you focus on, that is the thing you'll go towards. And so as you focus, you can get there. As you focus on the future, you can get there. As you focus on the things that God has for you, your purpose, your destiny, you can get there. And it just takes focus. It just takes focus to do what God has called you to do. It takes focus to be able to see the things that he's set before you. It takes focus. When a biblical example is when God was taking Joshua into the promised land. He said in Joshua chapter 1, verse 3, see that I have given you this land. Look, you got to look. Look at what you're watching. I mean, look, it's the vision. Look at what I've set before you. See, and he wasn't just talking about see with your natural eyes. He was trying to recalibrate his focus, his focal point. And so as you recalibrate your focal point and as you look forward, we believe that you will accomplish and you will achieve everything that God has set for you to achieve. And vision and focus is one of the most powerful things in the earth. Vision is one of the best motivators in the world. And as you have vision and as you see what God has for you, it becomes more real and more real and more real. And as it becomes more real and as you continue to focus more on it, you'll see yourself getting to that destiny. God bless you. Thank you so much for that. You'll get to your destiny. Something that they have, I talked about this last week with the camera. They have the lenses with the camera and you can change focus. It's called depth of field. Even in videography, rack focus. That means that I can decide to focus on the object that's further or I can decide to focus on the object that's closer. And whatever I'm focused on is the thing that's going to be most clear. And the reason why you do it is because you want to attract the eyes of the viewer of your content to something specific. And so to really have an impactful picture and like a powerful picture, you might focus on an apple that is on a table. And everything in the background might be blurred, but the focus might be very, very clear on just that apple, on just that object. Why? Because you want to draw the attention of the viewer of the content to that one thing. And God is the same way. He wants your focus to be on the vision that he's given you. He wants your focus to be on him. And as long as you're looking in the past, as long as you're checking out past situations, as long as you're focused on what's back there, then it makes it hard to be able to achieve what's out here in front of you. And so that's my motivation for you today. That's my word of encouragement for you today, that you need to make sure that you are focused. You are focused on the things in front of you and that you can't move forward looking in the past, but you got to focus on the future and you got to focus on what's before you to be able to achieve and be able to get there. And so that's my word for today. It says in the scriptures that we press toward the mark of the high calling of God. We press toward the prize, the crown, and press towards mean we're moving forward. We're future focused. We're focused on those things that we have yet to do. And so I want to encourage you, let the past go. Good morning. Let the past go. Whatever's in the past is history. It's done. You can't change it. No matter how much you think about it, no matter how much you debate about it, it's gone. It's done. So let the past go. And as soon as you let the past go, those things that are in the past that have tried to slow down your progress, those will be removed. It's hard to run a race when you got 100 pounds strapped to your back. But you know what? It's easier to run that race and win that race when you set all those weights aside. And the past is nothing but dead weight. And so when it's dead weight, you got to let it go, put it to the side, and press on, move forward. So I appreciate you joining in on the scope. Thank you so much for all the encouraging words. I appreciate the offering of hearts and all the love. So thank you guys, and I want to encourage you, have the best day. Whatever was done in your past, let it go and release it, and make sure that you're focused on what's in the future. Sometimes people and things will remind you of what's in the past, but let it go. What's done is done. Let it go. It can't help you anyway. And God doesn't use your past to dictate what your future is. Your future is bright. No matter what you've done in your past, no matter what you've gone through, your future is bright. No matter what failures you've had. Hey, you might have experienced failure, but you're not a failure. Just because you've experienced failure, it doesn't have to become part of your identity. So make sure that you strive, press forward, go forward. No matter if you failed, get back up again. Hey, you're not a failure if you get back up again. You might have just experienced defeat. Hey, the Chicago Bulls, I'm a big Bulls fan. Chicago Bulls don't give up because they lost the game the other day and then they're like, okay, well, let's throw in the towel. The whole season's lost. No, they just lost the game. That's all. They just experienced defeat momentarily. But that doesn't mean they're a failure. So they have to wake up each day and say, you know what? We might have lost that game, but we're going to get the next one. And that's what I'm here to tell you. You might have suffered some defeat in the past, but you're going to get the next one. You're going to win. Ultimately, you're going to succeed because God says that He has always given us victory. We always have the victory. He has made us to triumph over every situation. And God's future for you is bright. I know the plans for you, Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11, that I have for you. The plans for a good future, that you do win. And so I want to encourage you. Let somebody else know about this. This is some great encouragement.